you up so high you'll fly all week long, and they're made by Toastmasters. So I think you will really enjoy those. That said, I'm going to ask if we have a word of wisdom from our VP of Ed, either previous or current, because that's been our current tradition to cook that up before we turn to the Toastmaster.
All right,
so high, you'll fly all week long, and they're made by Toastmasters. So I think you will really enjoy those. That's
all right. I got two Janets. Sorry. Okay. Can everybody hear me? And just only me? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So for our 1 minute of education today, I would like to point out your job as timer. So when you are the timer, it is your job to find out the timing of the speeches ahead of time, before the meeting even begins, and to get that information and know where the starting, middle, and ending is. You can also ask the speaker, they may request more time, so be sure that you get with them. The other thing is, when it gets around to table topics, be sure that you also let people know how long they have for table topics. So you can do this at the beginning when your role is introduced. Hey, I'm your timer for today, and I will be timing our speakers. And go ahead and say, confirm the time with the speakers in your little spiel. So for example, I want to confirm that Miss Marilyn J is going to be doing an icebreaker and she needs 4 to 6 minutes, and she will confirm yes and ask me how much time I need. I need 5 to 7 minutes. Okay. The other thing is also that today, later on in the meeting, we'll be doing table topics, and during that time you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. That's something important to tell them, and also to let them know that they can go over 30 seconds. But after 30 seconds, if this was a contest, they will be disqualified. I'll now pass this back over to our president, Madam Janice Sellers.
Thank you very much, Mimi the Motivator. I had to take myself off mute. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special Toastmaster today, Miss Kim Connor. Welcome, Kim, as our Madam Toastmaster for today.
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, I am your Madam Toastmaster for today, and our meeting theme is going to be fall forward. The reason that I chose fall forward is because a lot of depression really starts in the fall, but that's really a time of the year where we should be celebrating, because now is a time to weep our harvest. Now is a time to really get high on motivation. So I wanted to go ahead and use fall forward, because we're all about that momentum. We're all about that, like getting on the train, and just, if you do have to settle down, as far as, just thinking about what you did throughout the year, and just weeping your harvest, because now is the time to sit down and get fat at the table and fall forward. So there you have it. I am Kimberly Connor, and the next person that we have would be our grammarian.
I am the word master, and I think that connects to grammarian, so I'll accept that role as well. As grammarian, I will be watching for excellent use of language, as well as possibly incorrect use of language, as well as, but not limited to, common business use in language, which can be different from vernacular neighborhood language or other ways of communicating. We learn this all in Toastmasters, that there are very specific ways that we communicate in different situations. So those are pieces that you can look forward to as far as the grammarian is concerned. Also, as the word person, I have a word of the day, and that word is conclusion. Commonly, people say in conclusion when they want to wrap something up, but I'd like for us to give it a shot to use the word conclusion. For example, I have come to the conclusion that our Toastmasters Club is filled with wonderful, intelligent, successful people, because I see that happen every week, and I see your improvement every week. So let's use that word conclusion to really have a different meaning than you may commonly use on a daily basis. That said, I return the floor back to our Toastmaster of the day, Kim Connor. Thank you.
Give it up for Miss Janet. Okay, and next we have our timer, which is Sandra. Where did she go?
She had to step out. I will tell about the timer's role. Thankfully, Jamia Mimi Wells Palmer already told us about the timer's role, and we don't need to repeat that. But our timer will time the speeches and alert the people giving the talks to their beginning, middle, and end timelines of their talks. I can give it a try in terms of letting people know, but I don't have the color things and I don't have my phone here. Sandra will be back and forth in the meeting according to the little message she put up.
I can fill in for the other two speakers if you can time me, Janet.
Okay, perfect. All I can do is 1, 2, and 3, if that's okay. And
it works for me.
Are you 5 to 7 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I will watch my my clock on my computer for you.
Thank you, Mimi. Okay, and then next thank you so much. Let's give it up for Janet taking on all these roles today. We really appreciate you. And then we had our odd counter. Taisha is not present today. So we're pretty much on the professional level here. I know a lot of us are not really on the ahs and the ohs and the so's. So we've all been doing great. So we'll just like kind of watch that, if you will. Okay, and then the general evaluator. Do we have that today? Again, I know.
You'll just double duty as general evaluator, just roll through the meeting.
Okay, thank you. All right, so there will be no evaluators today because today is a speech-a-thon, so we will just skip over that. We do have our first speaker of the day, Miss Merlin Johnson. I don't see an intro for her, but yeah. So in that case, I'm not sure what to do, but I do know that she's an amazing individual. She's going to bring it to us today. And yeah, so Merlin, if you want to go ahead and get it started, you are our first speaker of the day. And just introduce yourself, and I'll give her a few minutes for at least 30 seconds for that, if you guys don't mind, since I don't have an intro for her. She is, her pathway is engaging humor, is her pathway, and she is doing her icebreaker today. So welcome, Miss Merlin J.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So glad to see you, so glad to see the rest of you guys, and excited to be here and to give you 5 to 7 minutes of my greatness in life. So let's kick it off here. And I will kick it off by starting off letting you guys know that I, Miss Marilyn J., am your crazy, sexy fool. I am a native of Nashville, Tennessee, currently residing right here in the Sunshine State of Florida in the Tampa Bay area. Now, I call myself the crazy, sexy fool, and I am known as a number of things. One of them would be I'm known as the property manager. I've even been called the rent lady. And my friends call me crazy. Okay, they do. They call me crazy and they call me fun. But I am known as the property manager for my long time career in property management and real estate. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. Y'all, I have even smelt it all. Okay, seriously, I have. And also, I consider myself to be a positive force to be reckoned with. I'm an awesome mother. I'm a great friend. I'm a radio personality. I'm an amazing comedian. Consider myself to be a brand ambassador. And I like to have fun and MC parties and host events and do all those kinds of awesome things. Now, what allows me to do that is because I do believe that I come and I show up with a vibrant personality. I believe my voice is unmistakable. I have been recognized in public for my voice. Literally, people have stopped and they, you know how you get that head turn and they jerk their head like, I know you. I don't know you, but I know you. And I've heard that voice before. And there is a chance that they have been at an event or even heard myself on the radio in something that I've been a part of and participating, giving this awesome voice that I was blessed with. And also I show up with a presence that commands attention. I believe I'm confident. I believe that every woman and every person should be confident in who they are, own who you are. We are all so different and unique. That's what makes us absolutely amazing. So show up owning who you are. And I show up everywhere that I am, owning exactly who I am. I always show up with lots of energy. I always show up with lots of excitement. And that is something that I am known for, is raising the energy in the room, raising the vibration in the room. And even in a space like this that's online, I love showing up at these kind of events. I love showing up, being the light in life, making people laugh, making people have some fun. And that's what I'm known for the most part. Things that I want to be known for, I'll say I actually want to be known internationally as an amazing comedian that graces the stage all over the world. I absolutely believe that is possible. And being here today with people like you, amazing Toastmasters, makes that available to me. It allows me to get great feedback on how I can grow, how I can stretch, and how I can be better. So again, I am your crazy, sexy fool, Miss Marilyn J., here to bring the energy, here to bring the excitement, here to bring light and sunshine to your life. And I thank you guys for your time today.
Thank you for that. Our crazy, sexy, I want to say cool, not fool. But anyway, thank you. That was amazing. So if you guys want to take about a minute and give her some positive feedback or some feedback, in general, I'd appreciate it. So timer, may we have 1 minute on the clock, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
While we're writing that up, just so Marilyn knows, we usually stand up in standing ovation for our person who's done an icebreaker. So know this, we are standing in our hearts.
You take the trash out.
What's that? Oh, time is up. Okay.
Yes, I can see you standing in your spirit. Yes.
Time.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, we are going to introduce and bring Mr. Arterio today. He is in his innovative planning, number 3 to 2 minutes. Well, actually, he's into innovative planning. That is his pathway. He is going to be speaking about accepting the role of VP of Education. He's looking for 3. So this speech is 3 to 4 minutes, or is it longer? 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was reading that correctly. So thank you. So yes, bring it on for Mr. Arterio. Everybody, round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, you guys may have recently heard that I've been promoted to VP of Education within our club. I want to thank Mimi first, because this was her role. And one day she reached out to me and said that she was looking for a new leader to take on the big role. And she could have, I'm sure she could have picked a few other great leaders within our club that would have done a great job. But she picked me, and I thank her for believing in me. I want to recognize inspirational speakers, because if it wasn't for the club, I could not fulfill this role. I would say ever since I started with inspirational speakers, my leadership has grown a lot, and it grows with every meeting that I attend. And with this new role, my leadership, I can see it supercharge even more. My success is going to supercharge even more. So I want to thank the club for the opportunity. What this new role means to me, overall, I would say is growth. And you guys know that I'm all about growth. I'm all about pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for me to do that. When I met Mimi about a week ago, well, actually, when she called me, I actually did not know what I was going to get myself into. But I just said, hey, you know what? It's an opportunity to grow, so let's do it. I don't really need to know all the details, so let's do it. And then I met Mimi in person about a week ago, and she pretty much tells me, all right, so this is the hardest role pretty much out of any other role you could take on. And I was like, oh, great. I already accepted it. Okay, nice. Let's do it. But it was great. And I really appreciate that she made time to meet in person to give me a crash course about what my new role is going to be. And a few responsibilities will be at the end of each meeting. I will now be the person that will be assigning the roles for our next meeting. Anytime any member of inspirational speakers, whenever we accomplish a level, that notification goes to me, and I will now be able to approve or not approve that the level was complete. So those are just a few responsibilities that I will now fulfill, and I'm thankful and I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you, Arterio, for that. I appreciate that. So timer, if we can get 1 minute so we can give Arterio some feedback, please.
1 minute on the clock. Time.
Awesome. Thank you all. So next we have coming to the stage our favorite motivator, Miss Jamia Wells Palmer. Our former Vice President of Education, Jamia Wells Palmer, also recently stepped into a new role. We all have to work within a team at some point, as we know it comes with good and bad. So today, Mimi will share her recent team experience. Everybody, please give it up for Jamia Wells Palmer.
So today, the title of my speech is Bye, Felicia. If I were to be sitting in a executive leadership board meeting with you, and I looked at you and I said, you know, I love you and I really appreciate you and everything that you have done for this team. But I think we have come to the time where it's time for you to bow out. Would you know what I was saying? As Ms. Kim mentioned, we all have to work at a team at some point in our lives, whether it is in a personal, in the household team, or in a professional environment at work or in an organization, even in Toastmasters, we have to work as a team. Our executive board has to work as a team. So recently I have become a part of a new team. So as I stepped out of the role of VP of Education, I stepped into the role of CEO of the Minority Mastermind LLC. It is an organization with what was 7 other individuals until last week. I went through this project of team collaboration, and it was really giving me some great tips of how to be a better team member, how to be a better team captain is what I felt like. It told me how I needed to recognize the strengths of my different team members, which I know for sure makes a difference. Only because another role that I also stepped into was the role of student. I recently started a program called Signature. It's Pikes Leadership, Pikes Peak Leadership. I can't get it together. Blah, 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 blah. Rewind. Leadership Pikes Peak Signature Program. It's a 10-month program where we have to meet together. It's about 45 other people in my class, which is very daunting for me. And I am on a team of 15. There's other people in the class that are on a team of 3, but my team, of course, is the team of 15. But in the last 2 days of last week, Thursday and Friday, we had the opportunity to really get to know each other. Because on day 1, we did the Strength Finders test. And so now we all know what everybody's top 5 strengths are. And then on day 2, we took the Myers-Briggs personality test so we could better understand. Immediately, I was able to apply that to my new team outside of this program at the Minority Mastermind. I was able to already identify some different type of personalities and really what some issues were and where some of these issues were stemming from. So we had this guy on our team that was labeled as the anti-one. Ironically, his name was spelled anti-one, Antoine. And he was the agent of chaos. And I don't think that he was deliberately doing this at all. But this was going on for some weeks. And when I say some weeks, I mean some weeks, y'all. It had been going on so long that my head started hurting. And if you know me, I really don't do illness and sickness and all that kind of stuff. That's not my style. But my head had been hurting for about a week dealing with this guy because me not knowing what to do, not knowing how to handle him. So in this team collaboration thing, it told me that I needed to explore options. And that's what I did. I even presented options. So we had this emergency meeting last week because things had come to a halt completely. We're supposed to be shooting through the sky, investing our money, making a lot of money. I don't know about the making a lot of money part just yet, but you know, that's the idea, you know, the long picture. But here we were just tricking along like, and we just was stuck. And I was kind of like tired of being stuck. And this is how I felt. The way I'm talking, this is how I felt. Like I just was smashed and stuck between a rock and a hard place. And then as CEO, because that's the position they put me in, I finally said, you know, I love you. And I really appreciate you. And I really appreciate what you've done for this team and for this organization. And then my heart started beating real hard. And I feel like I almost lost my voice for a second. Like I was trying to talk, but the words weren't coming out. My lips weren't even moving, which I'm kind of glad, because that would have been weird if my lips were moving and nothing was coming out. But then it came out of my mouth, because it kept going on in my head, and it had been really going on in my head for a long time. I even had a private conversation where I thought it would have came out of my mouth, but it didn't. But this was the time. It was boiling. It was intense. The entire meeting was intense. We had been in that emergency meeting for over an hour, just listening to the anti-one be the anti-one. Then I said, I love you. I appreciate you. And we appreciate everything you have done for this team. But I'm going to have to ask you to gracefully bow out. So I don't know if he said, I don't know what happened. I can't remember. It was all like a blur. And I had to repeat myself. And I said, I'm going to have to gracefully, professionally ask you to bow out. You have been a hindrance on this team now for weeks, and I have asked you to stop being the hindrance. And that has continued. And I said, at this point, I feel like we are disrespecting the entire team's time. And that's not okay. So I am now asking you to bow out. So then our vice president unmutes himself and he says, Mimi, what does bow out mean? And I think he was very serious and being very innocent. And I said, well, bow out means bye. And then Miss Marilyn J., my hype man, the crazy sexy fool, says, now you know you have to make it plain for him. And so I said, bye, Felicia, bye. And that was my first hard deal as CEO. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you for that amazing speech. Can we please have a minute on the timer?
Time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been an amazing day, an amazing turnout. We do not have a fourth speaker for our speakathon today, so we are going to move right along. Timer, how are we doing on time today, please?
Things are looking good. Because I had to drop out, and I'm really sorry about that, I do not know how you want evaluations time today.
For evaluations, we're just going to do the round robin. So about what, a minute for each evaluation?
I could do it at a minute each for sure.
Okay,
Thank
awesome. So yep, so now we're going to go around the table and go ahead and give our evaluations for each speaker of the day. First, we have Mr. Arturo, who gave, no, first we have the icebreaker, I apologize, that crazy sexy fool that we all know as Miss Marilyn J. So I would like to go ahead and start with Arturo. Go ahead and give Miss Marilyn J your feedback, please.
I would say my feedback, I love the energy. I love how you introduced yourself. You introduced yourself really well from Nashville, Tennessee, and I had no idea you lived over in Florida. So I appreciate you willing to commit yourself to attend our club. And it was just a great opportunity to get to know you a little bit better, because I see you you're part of our group, but I had no idea you're a comedian. That's incredible. I would love to get to see some of your content sometime. Overall, fantastic. You are definitely an experienced speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Arterio. Good. And now we're going to get an evaluation from Miss Mimi, the motivator, for Miss Marilyn J. Thank you.
There's this girl rap song that say, "That's my best friend." So I don't know if y'all know that Miss Marilyn J is actually my best friend in real life. So we've been friends for over 15 years. So I've been able to watch her grow as a speaker. So I was definitely impressed with the energy. I was jealous of the confidence. And all I could give her as some constructive criticism is to don't forget to breathe, because the breathing will keep you calm, and the breathing will keep you from saying as much. Thank you so much for a great presentation, and I look forward to you growing even more as a speaker.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sandra, were you here to hear Miss Marilyn J's speech today? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bypass you, or I can just give her a little feedback if I can. I enjoyed your energy. I enjoyed that you wear so many hats. Your eye contact and your engagement is amazing. So we can actually tell that you are, that radio personality that you gave. So keep bringing it, my sister. And I appreciate your presence and your confidence. Thank you. Okay, Janet, go ahead and take it away and give your evaluation for Miss Marilyn J.
Thank you. I would like to say thank you for your talk, Miss Marilyn J. I concur with everyone's statements so far. I'm sorry that Sandra missed it. It was upbeat and confident. And one of the fine things that we get to do when you have an icebreaker is hear a little bit more about who you are. I knew you had all that energy. I knew you had all that goodness inside you that just comes out every time we see you. But we got to hear a few little details, and I so look forward to more of the same and bring it to us, because we sure appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your participation. Now we're going to go ahead and and give the evaluation for Mr. Arturio. I'm going to call him Arturio. So we're going to go ahead and give the evaluation for him. So Mimi, please take it away.
Thank you so much. As expected, Art gave us an organized speech. He does it every time. It makes me feel like I got to get my organizational skills together. I cannot just be coming in here flying off the cuff, especially if I'm going to be speaking on the lineup with Art. So Art, thank you for always challenging us to up our game. And I don't really have any feedback to make you grow today besides, I don't know. I would say find a Toastmaster background that Toastmaster fits in the bubble. Boom, there we go. I got something. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for that feedback. Sandra, were you here for his speech?
That's when I made it back in. It was right in time for Art. Art,
Okay.
There we go. Art, I really appreciate your honesty and your candor about how you felt, both how honored you were by Mimi selecting you and saying, hey, I see this in you. It is time for you to get outside of your bubble and to do this thing. I'm inviting you and I'm encouraging you. And even the way you're smiling right now, it is clear how pleased you were. And it was nice to hear how honest you were about how nervous you may have been about it. And I thought it was very interesting. Like, well, the hardest job, I already signed up for it. Now I'm stuck. So I really like how we can read your enthusiasm or lack of enthusiasm in all of your speeches. And my one recommendation, not on this speech, but in future speeches, is when you are practicing in front of a mirror, pay attention to that in case you ever have to cover a topic that you're not really wild and crazy about, just so that you're not showing your hand, so to speak, on that. Great job.
Thank you for that, Sandra. So Janet, it is your time for the evaluation for Mr. Art.
Hey, Art, I am so glad that you are happy to be the VP of Ed. And just so you know, I voted you up when we were talking about who could be the next one. I said, he's fantastic. He will do a great job and he'll do better than me because he'll figure it out. You figure things out. When you want to get something done, you figure it out. And you showed us in your talk today, but you show us every week. Every time you appear, you show us exactly how a person, whether newbie or experienced, can grab a hold of a new experience and make it work. And that said, as the president of our club, I'm going to, at the end of your term, I'm going to give you a letter, and each person that fulfills their term, a presidential letter of appreciation. So you can stuff that in your back pocket and use it on your resume and use it wherever you need it as a recommendation. So know that you have some power, not just with Toastmasters, but in your life, because I believe in making power for each of us because of the efforts we make every time we show up. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Madam President. Miss Marilyn J., if you'll please unmute your line and give the eval for Mr. Art, we appreciate it.
Yes, a big shout out to Arturo. I did say that right, I believe, Arturo, for being genuine. I think when you can speak on something that you're genuine about, you can definitely speak well on it. So I definitely felt that you were genuine in what you were saying and just about how you felt about everything. So I think that was awesome. And you kept a very nice, even pace. And I know Mimi had told me to take some breaths, and Lord knows I can just go and what's breathing? But you did a great job at keeping the pace, and something that that I took from your speech that I'll work more on. So thank you for helping me polish myself up with your speech.
Thank you for that, Miss Marilyn J. So in conclusion of all of the great evaluations for Mr. Art, I'm going to go ahead and give him a small one of my own, if you don't mind. I just want to say that congratulations on accepting the role as our new VP of Education. And I want to call you Art because you're so artistic in every single thing you do. You always put that extra twist on things. So I'm super excited to have you as our VP of Education. Your growth in your comfort zone has really excelled since you've been a part of Toastmaster. And I love the fact that you told the story about the relationship that you and Mimi have had and are now growing into. So yeah, I just wanted to say the eye contact and the engagement is always on point. So congratulations. Thank you for bringing it. All right, and moving right along, we're going to go into our third evaluation for Mimi, the Motivator. So we're going to go ahead and start with you, Art, if you will.
Thank you. One of my favorite things about Mimi when she's speaking is because she's at such an advanced level, she is really good at me creating a great vision in my head. So I felt like I was right there with their group of 15 and visualizing the group versus the group of 3. And I just visualized the whole thing. It was quite a treat for me to go through that whole journey with Mimi, and just the tone of voice. It's just, it was such a treat to be able to listen to that speech because I visualized the entire thing and I felt like I was right there with you. So thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, Art. Next, we have in line Miss Sandra for her eval.
Mimi, your tone is so conversational. I feel like we went out to coffee or for a bourbon and you just told me this story. The things you learned, how you applied it, and how it actually went. My only disappointment is not in your presentation, but rather my holding of these cards, which blocks my view for part of the speech. And I missed your facial expressions at the end, which I suspect were priceless. So I will have to go back and watch it on YouTube. But as always, excellent job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, we have Ms. Janet Sellers. Go ahead and unmute your mic, please.
Hi, thank you very much. Mimi, thank you for your talk. The candid approach was really enlightening. I think I could follow you and track you, as Sandra and Arturo have said. My one piece that I would love to have had more of is the conclusion and what you meant. You ran us fast. We were running fast with you. We stopped when you had to stop, and we moved forward when you had to move forward, and then you let us go. And I thought, what had just happened? I'm still going. I'm still on my little go-kart, and I'm going over the cliff. She didn't catch me. If you can tell us a little bit more of the ending and what that Felicia, you said you were going to tell me what the bye Felicia means, just to not leave us hanging. I'm still hanging. I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop. So you better answer that. I don't want to spend the whole rest of the day wondering. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Janet.
Madam President. So if we have a few more minutes at the end of the meeting, we'll be sure to ask Mimi to explain what that means. Marilyn J., go ahead and unmute your line for the evaluation for Mimi, please.
Yes, and I love Janet. I love Janet evaluation because I loved her previous one, and on this one I do want to mention, Mimi, you're going to have to clarify bye Felicia and bow out, because I believe Janice missed that one as well. We want to make sure she gets the full impact of the story. But I do agree with some of what's being said here is about that ending. There's a little tightening on the ending that can happen. But again, I know you are a little anxious about telling this story. So I'm going to commend you on telling the story. And I'm going to commend you on taking the opportunity and turning it into something that you can learn from, and just that you could share with others about experience in life. Because again, that's how we learn, is by sharing experiences. And you know, people may not take from it what you think they should or what you intend, but sharing the experiences gives them some enlightenment. So that is definitely a great speech within what you did today. And me and you will talk about how to tighten it up and make it even better, because that's like a TEDx talk too. I'm done.
Thank you, Ms. Marilyn J. And in conclusion, I know I was supposed to do my evaluations individually, but I'm going to just go ahead and tail with everybody else. So in conclusion of that, I just want to give my evaluation for Mimi the Motivator. Amazing story. And thank you for stepping into greatness. I know sometimes we feel a little, guilty or whatever about leaving one thing to go on to the next, but I love the fact that you shared that story with us and your reasons why you took something off your plate to become the CEO of the new company. So I love the fact that you asked in your story, you asked your other team members how to get unstuck. So congratulations on protecting not only your energy, but the energy of your whole entire team. Eye contact, engagement, super amazing. Only thing I do agree with is the in conclusion part of it, like what happened. And I know what bye Felicia means, so I'm gonna bow out. You guys, so thank you for all of your feedback. I really appreciate you. See what's next on the agenda here. Timer, how are we doing on time for the meeting, please?
It is 12:49 and we've made it to the end of the evaluations. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to wrap this meeting up on time.
Awesome. So it is now time for the time report.
I will fly through this quite quickly. Except that Mimi sent me the time on Ms. Marilyn J. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Fantastic. Now, we have a little bit of dispute between Art's time. Therefore, we're going to say Art was perfect today. Good job. Very proud of you on that. Perfect time. Sometime over 3 minutes, more or less. And then I also wrote down Mimi's time, 6 minutes and 26 seconds, also pretty darned perfect. On our evaluations, good on you group. All of you got a lot of content packed into your mini evaluations in a very short, compact amount of time. I'm not going to waste the time of going through each and every single one of them. I just want to give all of you a huge thumbs up for giving so much valuable, useful feedback that someone can take and use later today or maybe next week in less time than you really needed to use. So congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So next we have coming to the stage our word master and president, Miss Janet Sailors.
Hi. Well, as grammarian and word master, I have to say that 0 people used the word of the day, including myself. The word was conclusion. Kim used the word in conclusion, but that was the caveat that I put out, not to use it in conclusion. So it would be possible to use the word conclusion, and I'm going to ask you all to use it coming up in the next week, where you have the opportunity to use the word conclusion and find a creative way to use it. Everybody's grammar was excellent. Everybody finished their words and their sentences. I don't remember any specific things, although in the 3 talks that we had, you each used your grammar and your word usage beautifully. And I commend you on that. Everyone had a stellar day today with the way they spoke and the way they were able to communicate. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Madam President and word master and grammarian. So that we do not have the counter, but as usual, I'm pretty sure that I wasn't able to count any ahs. I didn't really see any, a lot of ahs, ohs, so we're on the right track here. So the next thing is, of course, our general evaluator, which would have been me, but I did that throughout the meeting, if you will. Do we have any awards today? It's asking for awards. So should we, I'm sorry, should we be voting like who won?
No, we do have Art. If you can unmute yourself, we just approved someone just completed their level. Who just completed their level? I want to say, was it Kim? Kim, was that you? Yeah, I believe it was Kim. Miss Kim Connor. Everybody give her a round of applause for completing her last level. And use that as motivation to complete your next level. So sign up for a speech. That's on Art now.
Thank you, Mimi.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I turned the meeting over to Madam President. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. We don't have any newbies on the line. But yeah, thank everybody for an amazing meeting. I appreciate you. I'm going to turn it over to you, Madam President.
Thank you very much. And I thank you all as well. What a beautiful meeting. What a powerful meeting. We always pull that off. If we have 20 people, if we have 6 people, we had 6 people today. The good news about a smaller meeting is that you can get more of your speeches done and more of your pathways accomplished with it. So grab a hold of those opportunities, because that's something that we can use and take with us. I also would like to tell each person that's an officer to remind you to show up tomorrow